Certainly happy to have you. And, of course, we were hoping we'd be able to celebrate a couple wins for your guys in Fresno. You had, of course, Merab Dvalishvili and Aljamain Sterling in action. So let's start with Aljo, man. I know you're going to be quick to praise Marlon Moraes, but for me, I just wish we got more than 67 seconds of this matchup, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give credit to Marlon. And we knew it was a tough fight. You know, I still believe in Aljo, even in that fight. You know, I mean, you know, if you watch the thing, the replay, and if you've seen it happen, I mean, it's precisely. And to his credit, he even said he was going up to kick him in the head. I like how honest he was. He's all, yeah, I timed it. He goes, I went to kick him in the head, and he came basically. Aljo actually shot like into it. So, hey man, this is the game we play. I mean, I'm not. You know, it's so many ways that you can get taken out, and that's one of them. So. You know, Aljo's that's the worst thing that can happen to you. I talked to him already. I mean, that's the worst that can happen to you. Hey, man, it's almost a freeing feeling, you know.
Matty,
you got to try to find the bright side in this, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and I was just going to say in regards to that, what do you say to your guy? What do you say to Aljo after a fight like that?
Well, I mean, number one, you're concerned. You know what I mean? Because that's the first thing. I'm sitting there, me, Longo, and you know, his brother Troy, he also fights and he's a rapper.
Right.
So great guy, and he's super tight with Aljo. Now he's got you know, so we see when you see Aljo take a hit like that, he doesn't get up right away. You know, it took him a little bit. You know, and then I got his brother next to me, seeing him getting taken out on the stretcher. It's just it's one of those things. You know, it's heartbreaking. The game is heartbreaking, but you just gotta know what you're getting into. You know what I mean? And it doesn't make you immune to the feelings of seeing your friend laid out. You know what I mean? So it's depressing. It is, but you know the highs are the highs, and you know what they say. You know,
yeah,
the lows are the lows.
Absolutely, the highest of highs for the fighters and the coaches, and the lowest of lows for both of them as well, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what the heck happened with Merab? I thought Merab was going to get the decision. Again, pretty bad stuff there. I thought. Yeah.
Now, the biggest thing with that, with Merab, is the fact, you know, I'm sorry, man, I'm talking to you on my stoop. You know, I got ADD, and also the door opens up behind me. I'm like, oh, fuck. Anyway, let me just take a little walk here. I'm in the front of my house. Merab, hey man, listen, I never count those chickens before they hatch. I'm always like, hey man, listen, I think you got it, but you never know what the judges. Right. This is where I feel bad. So when this thing's over with Merab, we can get into the fight in a second, but when this thing's over, I'm telling Merab, and now listen, I know guys like, oh, what do you mean? You wouldn't have known it, maybe if you know him, but like, well, I don't know, maybe like 10 days ago, whatever it was, Longo knows better than me. I mean, Merab got over like a flu, you know, but you can't keep that kid from fighting, and I don't think it really showed. The way he fought, I thought maybe by that third round, the way he's exerting, I don't care what kind of shape you're in. That's exhausting. But you know, so like right after the thing, he was really tired, Merab. So he's telling me he was broken English a little, you know, stay next to me. I go, and I never tell him, hey Merab, all right, man, you got your first victory. I'm already telling him, like, hey dude, you got your first victory, man, congrats, man. Just get to the center, get your hand raised. I'm not even like go to the center to see what's up. I just thought it was so obvious, and Frankie Sarnes, what a nice guy.
Yeah.
And you know, and again, I don't know if he changed his opinion since then, but you know, especially when it was fresh, like they even came up to us afterwards, like almost apologizing, like, oh man, it's not his fault. Like, you know, I think everybody knows that was as much of a robbery as you're gonna get. I feel. I mean, shit. I don't know. If you guys don't think so, let me know.
They robbed Merab. No, they robbed Merab. It was awful, man.
Yeah, because I don't know what the popular opinion is. I mean, I know it is the popular. I mean, from what I'm hearing, but
any way you judge that fight, Merab won it. I mean, yeah, I thought it was like you said. I thought it was just a matter of fact. He was going to go get his hand raised, and it didn't happen.
Well, hey, I'll say, if you want my opinion, I have seen more egregious decisions in the UFC. I'm very reluctant to throw out the word robbery. I thought it was a clear win for Merab. Yeah. And how about this, Matty? Yeah. He ties Rodney Wallace's record for the most takedowns landed in a UFC loss. Like, you land 11 takedowns, it's really hard to lose a fight. And even though the scoring is open to interpretation and he didn't necessarily do a ton with those takedowns, I was very surprised. I just am not going to trot out the word robbery necessarily.
And did it against a D1 wrestler in Frankie Saenz. I mean, Frankie Saenz is a good wrestler. Yeah.
I mean, to take him down that many times. I mean, somebody. I don't know. I heard how was Paul's commentary? I heard it wasn't that. I heard it was a little. Like he was like, "Oh, nobody should complain about this decision." I didn't hear the commentary.
I know Paul Felder did reference the fact that he didn't do a ton with the takedowns, but you know me, dude. I'm doing like 25-pound curls when I'm watching these fights. I'm not really focused on the commentators, Matty, all that much. I'm just doing curls. So.
No, but the main thing is, I mean, I understand it, but it wasn't stalling by any means. I mean, he's taking a guy down. You have to try to control a guy somewhat to do any kind of damage. And that guy was, and he's hard to keep down. He was looking to get up.
Right,
so,
of course.
It's like he was just holding him and just slowing the action. I mean, it's like he never stopped. I mean, he got him down again. He went back in. He put him down again, and he was relentless. I mean, I'm going to that third round and be like, all right, as long as he doesn't get caught up stupid, I mean, we already got this. But you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I'm really dumbfounded by that one. I would like the judges to tell me. So I mean, if he didn't do a lot with the takedowns, 11. It was 11 takedowns. That's first of all, I thought it was 10. That's great.
Crazy. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Frankie's jumping the guard. I mean, he's fighting those things off. He got that. Oh, Jesus, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. I just think the poor kid got. If you don't want to call it a robbery, you definitely don't have to. But he got screwed.
Yeah.
It's true.
I would have gone to get a drink because I thought that it was an eventuality that his hand would be raised. So maybe it was a robbery. Former UFC welterweight champion Matt Serra with us here on the Anakin Florian podcast.
Because I know. Go ahead, say it.
No, all you, man.
No, I'm just saying. I always played safe, so I'd never be like.
Right.
Hey man, we got this. I'd always be like, all right, let's wait. But I just thought it was just so obvious. So, I mean, I just remember the guy not doing anything, but just kind of getting out and getting away once in a while. And just, it's not like he didn't hit Marab with one takedown. I don't know. Or even the strikes, Marab was on him with that.
Yeah,
I know there was an accidental headbutt in there or something. So, I don't know. Listen, he'll be back in there. I mean, it was a rough night all around. You got that. And then with Aljo getting caught so early, and a lot of listen, and I love that camp. We're very tight with them. So I was, we were supposed to be. So it was supposed to be, Ronnie, Yaya.
Of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a totally in this scheme. Again, Aljo, he stepped up. He knew what, he wanted to fight regardless. But when they changed that opponent, it's a totally different type of dude. You know what I mean? Marlon and Ronnie or Hani.
Yeah.
Hani. So it's like, hey man, we knew it was different. We would that's a whole other camp, like to concentrate on a guy like Marlon,
Yeah.
Props to Marlon, Mark Henry, Frank Yeager was there in his corner, and we love those guys. So big props to them.
To my knowledge, this is the first time, at least in the UFC, that you had cornered against Ricardo Almeida and the rest of those guys. Is that right?
There was another time, I think, when Nick Catone beat Costa.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
But Ricardo, I don't think was in that corner. And Ricardo, and thank goodness, because the second this thing they asked about this, I called Ricardo, because Ricardo's literally like just, I'm so close to him, he's like a brother to me. And I know it's a sport and yada yada, but I would feel really awkward coaching against him. You know what I mean? So he had a belt, he had like a promotion thing at his school, so he ended up not going. So that was a little bit better. That felt a little bit better that I didn't have to get across from my good buddy Ricardo Almeida. But Mark Henry, Frank Yeager, we love those guys. Those guys are great guys, and in this sport, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? That's Max's line. It is what it is.
It is.